Welcome back, everyone. This is our third episode of Backboard Blitz. My name's Wyatt, and this is...
Maddox.
And
I'm Nate.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk about is, I'm sorry we haven't been posting very much. We've all been very busy and haven't really thought about it. We kind of blanked. But we're back, and we'll probably be posting once, every week, maybe once every 2 weeks again.
And also, now that it's getting back in season, talk about football.
We can talk about the NFL now. We'll have a very first NFL segment today. Before you ask, it's not about the draft. That will be next week. We're talking about the draft. We want to see if Shador Sanders gets drafted in the fourth round.
We're recording this as rounds 4 through 7 are starting. So, we don't know who's picking who. Yes.
Okay, the topics today. We're going to be talking about two things we talked about last episode that I deleted because it was done very poorly and I didn't edit it very well. We were all very distracted because we were at Nate's house, and we didn't have a very good episode. So we'll be talking about Jordan versus LeBron, and the debate. We'll be talking about LeBron's side of how he's better first, and then we're going to be talking about Jordan. We're going to do the top 3 players at every position in our opinion. Each of us are going to say our things. We're going to talk about the first round of the NBA playoffs and what's going on so far. We're going to do some drafts, but we're not going to draft. We're going to draft just as a team. So we're going to do a all-point guard team where we decide every single player on that team to make the best possible team with only point guards. Same thing with shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. Then we will be doing our very first NFL draft, where we're doing a 7-on-7 team. Each of us will be drafting one. With 1 QB, 2 cornerbacks, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 1 linebacker. Alright, Nate, would you like to start off with the LeBron?
Yes. Okay, so to go with the Jordan and LeBron debate, I mean, I have my personal opinions on it, but for LeBron, I'll give him this. He has the most points all time of anybody in the NBA. He's made a couple of all-defensive teams. He's won Defensive Player of the Year before. He's won a lot. He's won a lot of MVPs, and I mean, I feel like it's a valuable statement to say that maybe yes, he is as good as Jordan is, but that's just in my opinion that he's not. I just don't think he is. Like maybe as a player, he has a good enough IQ as him, and his assist numbers are really good as well. No, but I mean, I still think all around Jordan's better. How about you guys?
I also think Jordan's better. Sorry. You could say, LeBron has the best longevity of all time, which I would agree with.
Yes.
However, do we got an undefeated finals record, though? I don't think so.
Yeah, but the same thing could be said, like, Bill Russell has 11. So it's not all about championships.
I mean, yeah, obviously. But also, look at the era Jordan played in.
Hardest defensive era, in my opinion.
Exactly, hardest defensive era compared to now, where there's little to no defense.
And also, you have to think about this, though. You also have to think about this, though, a little bit. I know some people say championships aren't everything, but isn't that what the whole entire team comes together for to try and win at the end of the year?
Yeah,
it's a championship.
Even if you say that, but the thing is, LeBron's help has been substantially worse, in my opinion, than Jordan's. Pippen led the team in every stat line except for points, and that was Jordan.
You sound like you think LeBron's the best.
We're arguing right now against Jordan.
Okay, I'll tell you this. I'll give LeBron this. LeBron he does have more assists than Jordan on average. He probably has more rebounds than Jordan. I mean, he is a little bit of a bigger guy. Yeah, he's played power forward before. Like, it's not like
does he lead him in blocks? Not in steals, but does he have more blocks?
I think he does actually, but I mean, blocks aren't as common. It's more of like just trying to get in somebody's face more. But I think yes, LeBron leads Jordan in blocks there. I mean, maybe as like a stat line player, maybe LeBron might be a little bit better than Jordan. But at the same time, though, not everything comes down to stats. Maybe it comes down to what you can do in a clutch moment, or what can you do during this point of the game, or something like that. It's not everything just about your stats. Stats are not everything. It can come down to like if you're an actual like game who just has more ice in their veins or like who's just a better player.
Yes. Okay. So I'm pretty sure all three of us think Jordan is the better player overall.
Yes,
I mean,
do think
it's pretty easy to tell who I think is the best player based on what's in my room. For people who can't see that, it's just a poster of Michael Jordan hitting a buzzer beater against the Jazz. I don't remember what year was the finals.
Which is everyone, because we don't have face cams yet.
Yep.
But
that's okay.
For Jordan, I would say, like, even Kobe said this, RIP, but before Kobe passed away, he said that Jordan, when he walked in a room, bro, he had so much aura. Everyone was just scared when he came into a game because he was so insane. And, like, nowadays, Jordan was never scared of anyone. You see, like, LeBron doesn't like Kawhi. Prime Kawhi was a menace and cooked LeBron in a matchup sometimes. But, Nate, do you have any stat lines for Jordan that's better? That's all I have to say.
Well, all around, I mean, I know all time LeBron has scored more points than Michael Jordan has, and that's mainly for the part that LeBron's been around longer than Jordan has. Then, I mean, I know it's not by much, but he still has been. And he is probably the best player in his era. He was the best player in his era. Like, that's just a cold hard fact. And I know that LeBron was also the best player in his era, as it was told. But defensively, Jordan's made more all defensive teams. He's won. I'm pretty sure they have around the same amount of MVPs. But I know that Jordan's won more championships, and his playoff record is a lot better than LeBron's.
And he has more DPOYs.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to get with the audience of the teams. But yes, you added on to it. Thank you.
Okay, so we don't have that many stats for this right now, so I'm going to move on to our next segment because I don't want to just get
real quick, I just want to add in, you know how we always say, oh, LeBron has the most points, Well, if he played the same amount of time as Jordan, he would actually have less points. I know everyone brings that up all the time, but yeah, just thought I should.
Would it be fair, though, if Jordan would have played as many years as LeBron has, would he have had the same amount of points? We don't know.
No, because he was not that good in his last couple of years.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, we don't talk about the Wizards' years. Those are the forbidden topics.
Okay, so we're going to move on and talk about the top three players at every position. So we're going to start off with point guard. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay, so this is all time, like, in this position, it's their best form, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Number one, I feel like this is hard to disagree with, and I know he didn't play in the era. I feel like this is going to be argued because he didn't play in the right era as some other people, but I'm going to go with Magic Johnson, number one. I know that it kills me to even say it, but, I mean, it has to be, in my personal opinion, it has to be Magic. Because what he brought to the game back in his day, he was like the only person who could really stand up to Larry Bird and the Celtics. I mean, I know he did have Kareem, and that probably did help a lot. I mean, I know it wasn't for his whole career, but when he did have Kareem, it probably helped a lot when it came to winning championships. But I just feel like he's done a lot to the game. He was able to score a lot of points. He was a great passer. So I feel like all around he was a great point guard. He was big enough to play defense. He just was able to fill in all the boxes. Number two, I feel like this one's also going to be a little hard to agree with. Not hard to agree with, but hard to disagree with. We're going to have to go with Steph Curry. Now, I know the defense might not be there. I know it always wasn't there. But
objectively correct so far.
But I'm going to say, like, I know he didn't really much defense, but with his off-ball presence, how hard he is to guard off the ball, how hard he is to guard with the ball, and the fact that guy can shoot lights out. I know he's had bad games where, like, he's gone, like, 3 for 12 the whole entire game, which I know is not good. But we can't take away from the fact that he has the most three-pointers at anybody to play the game. He's made the most. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he's just one of the better all-around point guards of all time. And also, if you saw him in the Olympics, you know he is clutch.
Mm-hmm.
He's been clutch. He always has been. And so, I mean, I'm not going to put it against him. But I think that he is number 2 behind Magic. I know Magic wasn't the best as shooter, but that's okay. Okay. Now, third, this is where I feel like it gets a little controversial. Now, it could be a lot of people here. You know, we always think about, like Steph Curry and Magic Johnson as number 1 and number 2, but we never really think about number 3. Who could number 3 be? My number 3 all time, and I know this one is going to be argued between us, because I know we all have different opinions about how a point guard should play. Okay? And honestly, when I was thinking about this, I was in between 2 people. I was in between prime Russell Westbrook or prime Gary Payton.
Okay. Yeah.
And for my number 3 spot, just purely because of his defense, he was one of the only people in this era to be able to guard almost anybody on the court. We're gonna have to go with the glove. We're gonna have to go with Gary Payton as my number 3 guy. Just because his defense alone, you don't see much defense now in the NBA, and I feel like that's what he was on his team specifically to do, was to guard people. And he wasn't a bad scorer. I mean, he was mainly known for his defense, but he wasn't a bad scorer. He could still be able to score the ball. I know Russell Westbrook was a walking triple-double, but I feel like still Gary Payton is just a little bit better because of his defensive edge.
Okay. I'm going to do my 3 next.
But real quick, before Wyatt gets into his, are we counting Allen Iverson as a shooting guard or a point guard?
Shooting guard.
Yeah, shooting guard.
Dang it. Okay. Yeah, I'll find a way to justify putting him in there.
He would definitely be my number 3 if we were still doing point guards.
Yeah,
for
probably.
him. He would have been my number 3, but
All right.
since he wasn't.
I completely agree with Nate's list. I think Magic's number 1, Steph Curry is 2, and Gary Payton's number 3. Only person I would say was close to 4 is prime Russell Westbrook, or somebody like John Stockton or Steve
I thought you were
Nash.
going to say prime D Rose.
I think prime D
Or
Rose
prime
is
D
also up
Rose.
there.
He's probably at least 6 or 7.
Don't say it.
I want to, but I'm not going to.
6, 7.
All right, that was short, but I completely agree with everything you said. So, Maddox, you go.
Oh, you caught me off guard. All right, so I would also agree with you guys, but I would switch. Actually, I'm just gonna go. Number 1, I actually think is Steph Curry, since he's revolutionized basketball. I don't really need to say much else. Number 2 is Magic Johnson, because he's Magic Johnson. Like, Steph Curry is one of the 5 or 6 players I'd put above him. And I think that argument can be put for another day. I personally think it's Steph over Magic, though. Then, number 3, I actually have prime Russell Westbrook. Just simply due to...
I thought it was in between Gary Payton and Russell Westbrook, so, yeah.
I would personally put John Stockton
I'm
above
just
Russell
mainly
Westbrook.
I'm mainly just looking at who's won MVP. Russell Westbrook has. You look at all those other point guards that you guys mentioned, and he's not. Or none of the other ones.
To be fair,
Steve Nash is Steve Nash. Kobe deserved that one.
And Derrick Rose.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, now, yes, D-Rose won one, but he got injured, so his career kind of got ruined by that.
Sadly.
Okay, are we ready to move on to shooting guards?
Yep, that's going to be not really controversial whatsoever.
I'll start with this, okay? My number 1 pick, no matter what, and you guys are not going to disagree with this because it's obvious who it is, it's Shaun Livingston.
Martians with the death beam pointed at the universe. Who are you picking? Iggy or Curry?
I choose Iguodala. Okay, all things considered, we're going to take Michael Jeffrey Jordan as our number 1 all time. I mean, the championships, it's playing for themselves. He's one of the greatest, my opinion, the greatest player of all time. Now, this is where it gets a little I'm kidding. It really does not get controversial after this. It's Kobe Bryant. Come on. Kobe Bean Bryant himself, the Black Mamba. I mean, some people would say he was a ball hog, but honestly, I feel like he was just that good. Now, number 3, this is where it gets a little interesting. You know, according to the ESPN Top 75 list, the 3rd best shooting guard of all time is one of my favorite players of all time. It's Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade. Oh my gosh, bro.
He is number 3 on the ESPN analytics list. He's number 3 best shooting guard of all time. But he's not who I'm going to put at number 3. Because I know I'm not going to be biased here. Even though I would choose Dwayne Wade, he is my favorite shooting guard of all time. My personal favorite.
I thought you was about to go Tracy McGrady first.
Tracy McGrady is a small forward.
He is? All right, we good.
But I'll be realistic here. I mean, honestly, I feel like I might like how Dwayne Wade plays, but honestly, as a better player of all time, number 3 is Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
And just because of how well he played with that kind of what some people would call like charisma of playing. Yeah, he had a lot of aura.
He has aura.
But,
6 foot tall, menace on the court, boom, buckets.
But he was able to score. He was able to score a lot of points. He was able to get to the rim. He was able to shoot threes. He just had ice in his veins. Like, that's pretty much what it was. He was ready to play. Hey, almost every game. But that's my personal opinion on this. Okay, Wyatt, you're next.
So, I'm gonna have to go with the exact same list.
Dude, not again.
Not even gonna lie, I agree with that too.
Okay,
Right, here we go. Small
Kobe
forwards, I guess.
Bean, Bryant being second. Great pick.
Okay.
I would look up Allen Iverson's middle name, but I'm too lazy to. So.
I literally just came up with middle names just for fun, but still.
Jeffrey.
Okay.
So
Now we're on the small forwards. Okay. This is where I know for sure you guys are not going to agree with me at all.
The first two, I can really agree with you. The first 2.
Oh, sorry, Allen Isaiah Iverson.
Okay. Well, okay. Here we go. Okay. Number 1 small forward of all time is LeBron James.
Nah.
I almost said Larry Bird.
He's mid.
Oh my gosh. It's LeBron. Come on, guys. Let's be real here. It's LeBron.
Yeah, it's probably LeBron. Probably.
LeBron! but number 2. We'll move over to number 2, okay? Number 2 of all time, Magic Johnson's worst enemy when it came to the court. We have Larry.
Kevin McHale.
Bird.
Oh wait, my bad.
Oh, no, okay, sorry. But yeah, it's Larry Bird. He was the Curry before Curry. Let's go with that. He was able to shoot from the 3-point line. Dude, okay. Name a better shooter than Larry Bird in his era. Do it, please.
He was the best shooter of his era, but not.
He's not the second best shooter of all time.
I do not think he deserves to be put in the conversation
Ray Allen
of one of the all-time best shooters.
I'm not saying that he's one of the all-time best shooters.
Ray
I'm saying
Allen,
that he was.
KD.
I'm saying that he was the Curry of his time. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I don't like that comparison, but
okay. You know what? Okay. You know what? We'll just continue. But no one was stopping this man's post fade in the paint. I mean, no one was stopping him driving to the hoop. No one was able to stop his 3-pointers. I mean, he quite literally, I feel like, was one of. It's not okay. I'm not saying he's the best. I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying he's one of the best shooters of all time. Now, number 3. This is where you guys are gonna not like me.
You don't like Kevin Durant. You're not putting him there. I get it.
I'm not putting Kevin Durant there, but I mean, I'm between 2 people. I'm between Dr. J, Julius Erving, or Scottie Pippen.
Isn't Dr. J a shooting guard?
No.
Well,
he was a small forward, power forward.
Yeah, but this is where I'm in between these 2. Now, Dr. J played when Magic and Bird were playing, and I feel like he didn't make as big of an impact as Magic and Bird did. Pippen played on a team with Michael Jordan, so it's kind of hard not to be good. But as Wyatt did say earlier, he led the Bulls in almost every stat besides points. and it was led by Michael Jordan, but Scotty wasn't too far behind. That's what I'm trying to put out there. He was too far behind. And playing on a team with Michael Jordan, it's hard to put up good stats like that. Because when you're putting up, I mean, maybe like the assist numbers are easier.
It's easy to put up assists, yeah.
But that's it. But like besides that, the rest of the stats are harder to get. So this is why I'm going to put Scottie Pippen as the third best small forward on my list.
All right. So for mine, I'm gonna do LeBron, second best player of all time. So I feel like it fits for him to be the best small forward of all time.
LeBron! You're not doing it again. Stop.
All right.
It's not funny.
You're ruining the episode again. Okay.
Continue.
Okay.
As
So
always.
and then at 2, I'm gonna put Larry Bird.
Yes.
I
That's
think we all
fair.
agree with
That's
that.
fair.
He is a
I
great
think we all
shooter.
agree
I don't
with
like the comparison to Steph Curry. I feel like his playing style was way different than his, but
I knew his playing style was way different. I'm just saying, like, of his time, he was one of the best shooters of his time. That's what I'm saying.
okay, that's fair. But
I should have put Reggie
I
Miller at
would
number
put
3.
Scottie Pippen at 4 and Dr. J at 5, and I'd probably put KD at 3. KD's one of the most versatile players ever. If you put him at point guard, he'd be okay. If you made him shoot only threes, he'd be fine. If you made him post up, he'd be fine. He's one of the most versatile players ever, and I know that you don't like him because he's going from team to team and saying he's going to win by himself and stuff, but he is one of the greatest players of all time, in my opinion.
Right. So now I just want to apologize for not putting Reggie Miller at number 3 on my shooting guards list. I feel like he deserved to be up there for actually contesting Michael Jordan at times, but I'm not going to do it.
Dude, the closest person to contesting Michael Jordan of all time is Gary Payton.
Yeah. I'm saying, like,
Aaron
on
Kobe.
offensive terms anyway. I'm saying. Is Gary
Offensive
Payton more
terms,
of a
probably
defense
yes.
Okay, give us your 3.
And then, alright. So, what I'm going to do is just agree with Wyatt and move on.
Okay? For power forwards.
I got you.
Can I go first for power forwards?
Oh, okay, we can
Sure.
switch up the order.
Let's push it up.
Sure.
All right. Giannis
Still going after Wyatt,
Antetokounmpo.
What?
Giannis.
At number 1?
No, I'm just joking.
You know he's played small forward for most of his career, right?
I know. Okay, so at number 1, I'm gonna put. I think this is gonna be number 1 on all of our lists. Tim Duncan. One of the
Timothy Chalamet.
fundamentals. He's just amazing. One of the best, just overall players of all time. I think he's top 5 on my list. I think I made. But at number 2, this one's hard for me, but I think I'm gonna have to take Dirk.
Yeah.
One of the best European players of all time, and top 15, I think. And then Kevin Garnett was a menace, great trash talker, one of the best defensive players ever. So there you go.
I'm
not going to play too much with your list.
Am I up next?
Yeah,
or
you
is
go
Nate?
first. You go second.
All right. So, I agree with Wyatt's list wholeheartedly. Although, I would like to say Karl Malone does deserve an honorable mention anyway.
Yes, probably. Yeah.
Although, off the court issues, leave him off the list. But,
Yeah. I would have put him at I don't know, 13th on my list, but
See, this is where we're
you
at.
get the joke.
This is where I'm going to have to disagree with you guys a little bit. Now, number 1, yes, obviously, Tim Duncan, Mr. Fundamentals, yeah.
You're putting Charles
I-
Barkley. You're putting Charles Barkley, aren't you?
Number 2, Dirk, yes, German Jesus, I will agree. As they like to call him.
I've never heard him called that.
You've never heard him called that?
I've heard him be called Jesus. Never heard him be called German Jesus.
That's what he's been called before, yes. Number 3, I'm in between. Okay, I do agree that Kevin Garnett is a really good player. I do, but I feel like he also had Paul Pierce and Ray Allen both on his team. Which I'm not saying that he's a bad player. I'm saying he is one of the best players of his time. He was a great trash talker and such. I'm not saying that he was. He probably is top 5 for me all time. but I feel like number 3 and number 4 is a fight between Charles Barkley and Karl Malone.
Dude,
Now,
you're talking about Kevin Garnett as if he didn't play like his first half of his career almost on the Timberwolves.
I know. I'm just saying.
But how are you
that
going to say he had
Karl Malone and
Because he
Charles
did at one
Barkley?
Dude, okay. Karl Malone basically carried his team in the 90s, and the only reason why they didn't win more championships was because of Michael Jordan.
I'm going to take this from an interview. KG said it himself. Charles Barkley called him a borderline Hall of Famer. And guess what he said?
You're a borderline champion.
There you go. That's all I'm going to say.
Also,
That's fair.
if we look at the teams that what's his name? Kevin Garnett, had to carry, they're much, much worse than the teams that, for example, like Charles Barkley. I mean, yes, he played in a more difficult era, but the teams that Kevin Garnett had, there was not a single noteworthy person on that team.
Dude, what? Like, there was a single noteworthy person on Charles Barkley's Suns?
Fair enough.
Exactly. And he was playing in the era where he had to be able to guard Patrick Ewing. He had to be able to guard Hakeem Olajuwon. He had to have been able to guard people like Jordan. Well, not people like Jordan. He had to be able to be guarded by people like Dennis Rodman and stuff like that and still be able to play.
I'm still putting Kevin Garnett over Karl Malone, sort of.
You can do that. I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying that
Karl Malone always had John Stockton. Kevin Garnett.
He had some good players in the Celtics, but he was kind of washed on the Celtics.
Exactly.
Okay, you know what? I wasn't even going to put Charles Barkley at number 3. I was going to put Charles Barkley at number 4. I was going to put Karl Malone as my number 3. But, I mean, like, with that, guys.
He always had John Stockton. I wouldn't put him. I put him 4.
You put Karl Malone at 4?
Yes.
But to be fair, John Stockton, I mean, he did score points, but his main thing was passing. So, that would be the only thing with me.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he upped his game more than he should have been. But anyway, we'll move on to center.
Okay, we can move to center. Wow, that was a lot.
Yeah.
That was weird.
I think we're just around 30 minutes right now. So, at center, at number 1.
That was a pretty heated debate for a second, guys.
I'm going to put Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Had the most points in the NBA for a long time. Probably the best player in his era, in my opinion, other than maybe Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. They're probably close, but I think Kareem is probably the best player in that era. But at number 2, I'm going to take... This is kind of hard, I'm not going to lie.
Dude, come on, this is an easy pick.
I think I'm going to take Shaq.
Thank you.
Most dominant player ever. Just a menace in the court. Even without Kobe, who is still one of the best players in the NBA. And at number 3.
Post Kobe, though, he was kind of rough. But, that's just due to age.
Yeah. Number 3. I'm between, Wilt, Bill Russell. Actually, no, I'm going to put Hakeem at 3. His post moves were insane.
Yeah.
He was one of the best players that era. He won a championship. 2, right? Didn't he win 2 championships, or did he have 1?
I think he had...
it was 2.
Oh, yeah, no. Sorry, yeah, it was 2.
Okay.
I was thinking the Jazz won for a second, and then I remembered,
Michael Jordan, so I'm going to put him in 3.
It's really a shame that he can't be considered the best player in his draft class because,
Michael Jordan.
Jordan was in that draft class.
He's second best.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Maybe third, I don't know.
All right, Maddox.
Black Brooks are giving him a run for his money. But
Maddox, go with your 3.
So, Number 1, I also got Kareem. Number 2, Shaq. Number 3, Hakeem. But I will say number 4 should be. Crap, what's his name? I just had him in my mind.
Oh, Russell.
Yeah, that's what I was going with. Yep. All right. Nick, your turn.
Okay, so my number 1 pick, I feel like it shouldn't be even a question. It's easily Joakim Noah. Okay, but all groups aside, yeah, it's
best small forward of all time, Lance Stevenson.
He was a shooting guard.
He guarded LeBron for a while, so
he can guard LeBron and still be a shooting guard.
I know, it's weird.
Okay, but anyways, yeah, it's Kareem. 2, Shaq. I mean, he won a championship even without Kobe. He did it in Miami with Dwayne Wade. I mean, he did it.
With Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
It's Dwayne Wade. You can't say he won a championship without Kobe and then proceed to list another elite shooting guard.
Well, to be fair, Kobe's better than Dwayne Wade, though. Especially because we just say it.
Yeah.
It's true. Okay. Number 3, I feel like this one was obvious, and I feel like you guys didn't say it. It's obviously the Great Wall of China.
No, he's just tall.
It was Yao Ming. I'm kidding. But my number 3 is Hakeem as well. Just unguardable in the post. I mean, honestly. I feel like he really was unguardable in the post.
Okay. Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
We're going to move on. We're going to talk about the first round of the playoffs. It is not over yet. You know what the date is today?
It is April 26th as we're recording this.
Saturday. They are doing the 4th through 7th round of the NFL draft today.
Yep.
Okay, so far, start off with the Eastern. Let's go Cavs and Heat. The Cavs are up 2-0. One of the only teams in the playoffs that are still sweeping their team.
Okay, I'm gonna be real here. The Cavs should sweep this. I could see the Heat maybe pulling out one game if Tyler Hero's having a really good game. If Bam is able to pull it together for a series, for like at least one game in the series, I feel like they can possibly win this. But dude, that Cavs team is looking
so nasty.
It's like a more athletic Celtics teams, honestly.
But like, dude, they have Darius Garland as their point guard, who's kind of tall for his position. Donovan Mitchell at their 2 guard, who's basically unguardable.
Probably the best shooting guard in the NBA right now.
Yeah, we'll skip small forward. You have Evan Mobley at power forward, who's one of the best power forwards right now in the NBA. You have Jared Allen, who's one of the best youngish centers in the NBA. But even with those 4 by themselves, they are an unstoppable team. That's just my opinion. They're unstoppable. I feel like they should cruise their way into the playoffs. To cruise their way through the playoffs.
Okay.
Now, the Heat are really hoping to bank off of Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. To possibly get them somewhere. They won their play-in. I really just think, though, that the Cavs are just a much better team.
Okay, so the next, still in the Eastern Conference, Celtics and Magic. The Celtics are up 2-1.
Oh, can I have this one?
Yes.
I like the Celtics, they're kind of like a super team this year. I really hope they don't win back-to-back, although that might end up being what happens. The Magic this year are also looking freakishly good because of Paolo and Franz Wagner and all their other star players. I'm blanking on the other ones. But there are other ones. I'm forgetting them, though. Then, also, the Celtics broke the 3-point record this year in a season. So that's fun. But, alright, I can't think of anything else. Y'all go. You want to say anything?
Okay, here, let's move to the next one. I feel like I got the Celtics in this series.
Oh, yeah.
Because, they
Celtics in 6.
They have a well-rounded team. I could definitely see the Celtics in 6. They have Tatum, who can play power forward. They have the unicorn himself, Kristaps Porzingis, who can play their 5, who's able to shoot. Can we talk about that? He's able to shoot. They got Jaylen Brown.
Is crazy.
I feel like this team it's scary almost every year here for them. Like they're just a scary team all around. So I got the Celtics
They just keep on getting
winning in
better
6.
and better.
Okay, next series.
The Knicks Pistons. The Knicks are currently winning 2-1.
Okay, here do you want me to take over for this one?
We can all just
Have at it.
share stuff.
Okay, so personally, I feel like yes, the Knicks are probably going to win this one. I can see the Knicks taking this in 5. Just because I know that the Pistons were able to steal one on the Knicks at their home court, but I also feel like Cade is not enough for just the Pistons to be able to cruise through this series. Now the Knicks, on the other hand, have very good shooting with Jaylen Brown. They have very good shooting. Jalen Brunson. They have very good shooting with him. And as much as I don't like the Knicks, I'm willing to admit that they're good. And the fact that they have one of the best point guard and center duos in the league right now. With how well
don't sleep on OG Anunoby though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, with how Cat is playing this year, how OG is playing this year with Jalen Brunson, I feel like they're going to make a really good run in the playoffs. I could see them, if the Celtics make it to the next round and the Knicks make it to the next round, I could see that series going to 7. That's just my opinion personally, because I don't.
Yeah, I think it could go either way, honestly.
I feel like Cat will kill Kristaps Porzingis in the post, and I feel like the shooting will match well together between the two teams. I'd be excited to watch this series. Let's go with that. I got the Knicks in 5.
I can see the Knicks Pistons series actually going either way. I mean, did you see that game where the Knicks beat the Pistons, or Pistons beat the Knicks the other night? Sorry.
Yeah, I did.
That was a really good performance by Cade Cunningham and company.
Yeah, I know it was a really good performance. I'm just saying, Cade Cunningham can't lead a team through the playoffs. I know James Harden was the only man who was close to leading his Rockets gets to like the finals and stuff like that. But I feel like Cade might be really good, but I feel like with how this NBA is nowadays, I feel like it's not going to be good enough.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
Anyway,
next one.
Next one.
All right. The Pacers Bucks. The Pacers are up 2-1.
All right. Well, y'all already know where I stand on this one. Pacers in 5.
I got the Pacers in 6. Even with having Damian Giannis in this series, I feel like the Pacers are still a better all-around team. I know the Bucks have like Brook Lopez as their center right now, who has dominated Miles Turner in the past. I feel like Turner has turned it around a little bit more this series. I feel like
last night would argue different, but
I know last night would argue different. But I'm saying like the 2 games prior, Turner was handling him a little bit better. I would say Pascal Siakam is the only hope that the Pacers really have on guarding Giannis. I don't think he's going to be able to do that much. Giannis is a very good player, and we're not going to be able to stop him. I'm not even going to answer we're going to be able to, but we're not going to.
Yeah, there's no shot. However,
but on the bright side of that, we do have a chance to stop Damian Lillard. We have someone by the name of Andrew Nembhard who can guard pretty much almost. He can guard almost any guard in the league.
Why don't we put Halliburton on him? Halliburton's like 6'5" compared to Dame's 6 foot.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, though, Halliburton's not... Okay, Halliburton has defense, but I don't think he has as good a defense as Andrew Nembhard does. Now, if we want to stop a player like Dame, I feel like we need an Andrew Nembhard on him, who's specifically there for the defense.
Yeah. I would have said if Chris Middleton were still on the Bucks, I would have put Nembhard on Middleton.
Yeah, but Chris Middleton's now on the Wizards, so we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yep.
So I can see the Pacers taking this in 6. I feel like the Bucks will probably pick up the next game on them. They'll tie up the series 2-2, and I feel like the Pacers will take the next 2 games after that.
Yeah, since the Pacers will be at home and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. On
next
to
up.
Our next one. Our next team is the Thunder and Grizzlies. The Thunder is currently up 3-0.
Get your broom fix that, ladies and gentlemen. The Thunder are take the next game. That's going to be the end of the series. The Thunder are moving on. I mean, that's just straight how it's going to go.
We have to sleep on our hands. The Thunder, your dominance. Did you see Game 1, for example?
Yeah, I know.
Game 1, 136 to like 82 or something like that. I don't remember the exact score, but it was around there.
I think that's all we have to say, because that's sweep is coming, so let's just... Next game, Rockets Warriors. It is tied 1-1.
I got the Warriors winning this in 7. I mean, I just feel like the lack of Rockets players' experience in the playoffs. I feel like most of them have been, like, if they have made it to playoffs, like, they haven't really made deep playoff runs. They don't have as much experience as this Warriors team's going to have. Also, with the Warriors adding Jimmy Butler to the team, I feel like it's really going to impact them this series. And also, Curry in the playoffs. That's really all I really got to say. Curry's going to lead their team to this first round win.
Also, real quick, I would just like to say about the Thunder and Grizzlies thing one more thing. By the time this episode's out, it could have been a sweep, or they could have been taken to 5 games, because they play today as we're recording this at 3:30.
So in 2 hours.
Yep, in 2 hours from the recording. That's great.
Okay. Next game, Lakers Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are up 2-1. Anthony Edwards, bro.
Okay. I got the Timberwolves in 6. Actually, no, I got the Timberwolves in 7. I feel like the Lakers would put up a fight against the Timberwolves, but at the end of the day, people were underestimating how Ant would play in this series, and Ant has been playing lights out in this series. He's been shutting down Luka. Well, not really shutting down Luka, but he's been playing well against him.
You can't really shut down Luka.
Really... What?
You can't really shut down Luka. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, I know. But, like, they haven't really shut down Luka, but they have stopped him enough to where they're able to get more points out there, is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like just basically Ant's going to try and carry his team through the series. I feel like he's actually going to be able to do it. Now, will they survive the next round? That's questionable. But I think they have a good chance to. But I got the T-Wolves in 7.
Okay, next game. This surprised me when they told me this was happening. The Nuggets are down 2-1 to the Clippers.
Yeah.
Okay, this is why I'm not surprised, okay? So, you guys know the name Zubac, right?
Yep. I don't remember his first name, but yes, it starts with an I.
Yep.
Okay, so here's why I'm not too surprised. Now, I've seen the Clippers do this in real life. Like, I went to a Pacers game and I saw this happen. Zubac is having one of the best seasons of his career in the NBA right now. He is. I'm pretty sure he put up 20 points in his last couple of regular season games. And he also has James Harden, who's been playing very well this year with assist-wise. And Kawhi Leonard, ever since he's gotten back, has been playing, maybe not as prime Kawhi, but something close to it. I know he's probably not playing as well as he did when he was on the Raptors, but he's playing in good basketball.
Yes.
And they play... What, Matt?
Never mind. We can put this later in the thing, but I would like to say, Steelers are on the clock right now. Shador still hasn't been picked up. We're on pick 123.
Oh my. Dude, like, that's
Okay.
crazy. We're going to talk about the draft next episode, but we'll have a segment about that, trust.
But to continue, I just feel like the Clippers are playing more like an all-around team. And I feel like this is why they're going to win, because right now I feel like James Harden's defense has done a lot better, and that's what they've been putting on Murray. Eric Gordon's not guarding Kawhi Leonard. And Zubac, he's not stopping Jokic, but he's doing enough to get him through. This is why I'm not surprised that the Clippers are making this far of a run. I feel like they are playing more like a team than the Nuggets have.
Okay, yeah.
And I feel like they have a chance maybe not next round, but I feel like they can at least pass this first round, and that gives people more hope later on in their next couple of years. I know Harden and Kawhi are getting older, but they still have at least 1 to 2 years left more in them. Come on, let's be honest here. At least good seasons left in them.
Alright, so
this is why I put that there.
I didn't say this at the beginning of the episode, I forgot about it. But when we were doing top 3 players at every position, I was talking about current as well. And we're running good on time, so do y'all want to do that, or do you want to move on to the NFL part?
We'll move on to
We should probably move on to the NFL.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I'm watching the draft right now. Shador could get picked soon.
Okay.
I hope.
So, we're, as I said at the beginning, doing a 7-on-7 thing, like flag football. So each person will pick a QB, 2 corners, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a linebacker. The picking snake draft, so the third person will get the 4th as well. Maddox has the first pick, Nate has the second pick, I have the third pick, so I also get the 4th pick.
Alright, so I've done some further reflecting. Screw what I said earlier. I know I said
This is
that.
all time, by the way.
What?
This is all time.
Alright. Oh, wait, all time NFL?
Yes.
Alright.
Oh gosh.
Oh, gosh. Alright, I'm taking Michael Vick as my quarterback.
Okay. Well, can you write this
Dang.
down on your notes?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yep.
Thank you.
Wait, I'm going to keep track of everyone's or just mine?
Just yours. We'll keep track of each yours.
Alright.
Is this everybody in their prime?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm up next, right? I'm not going to go quarterback as my first overall pick.
Oh, no. Don't take him. Don't take him.
Give me Megatron.
I hate you so much, bro.
Calvin Johnson.
I
Dude,
literally did all time so I could get him. Bro.
No one's guarding him, dude.
Alright. Okay.
Okay, you're up, Wyatt.
I'm in distraught. Okay.
So mad.
We're doing a quarterback. How many wide receivers?
2.
2, a tight end, and what else? 2 cornerbacks.
2 corners, 2 wide receivers, 1 quarterback, 1 tight end, and 1 linebacker.
Okay.
Okay. So, for my first pick, I'll be taking Deion Sanders.
Okay.
For cornerback or wide receiver?
It's Deion Sanders, dude.
Let's
He's
go
cornerback.
corner, yeah.
He played both.
Dude, what was he most known for?
We also forgot to add a running back.
Oh yeah, we should add a running back.
Okay,
Let's go.
we only have one wide receiver and one running back.
Okay, we can do that.
That works.
Okay, continue. Wyatt, you have your next pick.
Okay.
Shoot, I can take someone.
I'm going to
Please
take
don't take him.
Barry Sanders for my running back.
Okay.
It's not who I had in mind, but that's a really solid pick.
Okay, am I up next?
You are.
Yep.
Give me CMC.
Okay. You can have him.
Dude, he's able to run and he's able to catch.
Yes, okay. I'll give you that. That's a
So
good pick.
what
It's a good pick.
Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the flashiest team I can. So my running back is going to be CJ2K. And
Say what now?
What?
Say what now?
Taking Chris Johnson, or I think CJ2K. He played for Titans. Really good running back.
Okay.
It's Chris Johnson.
Yes.
And then tight end, I'm actually just gonna take Tony Gonzalez. Basic pick, but yeah,
Okay.
I know, but
Okay, I'm gonna think about this real quick.
That's like the last thing you do during drafts.
Maddox has another pick, by the way, Nate.
What?
Maddox, you have another one.
Yeah, I know.
I already picked 2.
Okay, yeah. Okay, now you got one.
Okay, I want Darrelle Revis
Okay.
as my cornerback. Revis Island, baby.
Okay, I have 2 picks. For my first pick, I will be taking... I want a wide receiver. They messed up my whole plan of getting Calvin Johnson, but...
There's still good wide receivers left, okay?
Yes. I'm gonna do some research. Okay.
Dude, I already know who I want for my next pick, so I'm excited for him. As long as White doesn't take him.
I'm gonna take Randy Moss.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take Gronk for my tight end.
Okay. Okay.
Alright.
So, if we're going by everybody in their prime, I feel like this is a good pick. We're going to go with Richard Sherman as my next cornerback.
Okay. That's a good pick.
Crazy stud.
Dude, I have Revis Island and Richard Sherman.
I really want to take Harold Carmichael because he's a 6'8" wide receiver, but I'm not gonna do it.
You know what would be better? Max, you know what would be better for you? If you could grab a 6'7" wide receiver.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take Jerry Rice. He's right there.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good pick.
And then for my linebacker, I'm gonna take Ray Lewis.
Dang it.
I didn't want him. I thought about him, but I didn't want him.
Nate, you're up next.
I know. That's kind of took my pick.
Maddox, you picked 2 people?
Yep. I got 2 people left to pick.
After me, Nate picked, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just gonna like skip past linebacker for the current second. I'm gonna get my quarterback. Now, for this pick, I'm gonna go with Robert Griffin III.
Ooh, that's underrated. I don't like it, but that's a pretty decent.
That's really good.
In his first couple of years before he got injured, he was quite literally prime Michael Vick. That's just my personal opinion. He was as good as Michael Vick. I feel like that's a solid take.
Okay.
Is anyone taking Revis Island yet? I think.
I did.
Did, right? Yep. All right. Just checking. Making sure.
So that's my pick now, that's right?
Yeah.
My 2 picks.
I thought it would be nasty. I have only corners left.
For my linebacker, I'm gonna take Lawrence Taylor.
Gosh, dang it! Taking my picks.
You took my pick.
Okay.
I took both of y'all's picks.
Okay, so I need a QB and 1 more corner.
I'm pretty sure I need a linebacker and a tight end. Okay.
I have 1 more pick.
I have 2 more.
My linebacker. Who's gonna be my linebacker? You know what? We're gonna go with I don't know. This is a hard pick.
I'm still looking for my second pick for a corner.
I already know who my corners. Wait, is corner
Okay.
secondary altogether?
Since this is all time, we're gonna go with Luke Kuechly.
Bruh. So I'm still drafting.
Alright, so for my DBs,
I'm still going for a corner.
This is really old school. But for my defensive backs, I'm taking Ronnie Lott, and I'm going to take Cam Chancellor.
Dude, it's still S for these terms.
No, it's not. Never mind.
Mine was before Nathaniel's.
Yes, it's your turn, but I'm sorry, I'm not, because I don't think you're going to. I really hope you don't take any of them anyway.
Has anyone taken Darrell Revis yet?
I take Revis.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it. Okay.
I have Revis and Sherman.
Oh crap! That was my next one. Okay.
There are others you can definitely take, though.
Yeah.
Really, I feel like I feel like I snagged the best two, but I feel like they're the best.
Wait, hold on. Good idea, but I'm not sharing, obviously, because I already shared mine by accident.
I'm gonna take. Crap. I'm gonna take Jalen Ramsey. Why not?
Okay, that's a fair pick. Okay, I got Luke Kuechly.
You're completely changing my corners that I just quote-unquote picked.
Who's your pick?
Wait, did you already pick yours?
Yeah, I picked Luke Kuechly.
I hear you, sorry. I'm going to take Night Train Lane and Champ Bailey. I went very old school with that one.
Yeah,
Okay,
I saw him. I tried. Okay, Nate, it's your pick, right?
I know. Why you chose Rob Gronkowski, right?
Mm-hmm.
Max, who did you pick?
Cody Gonzalez.
Gosh, dang it. Okay,
Still, Travis Kelce's right there.
I'm not choosing Travis Kelce. I'm gonna choose the next best thing. Give me George Kittle.
George Skittle. Alright, and then Wyatt, you're the last pick, and then we can compare our teams.
Okay, I need a QB. Can't believe I'll wait until the last one to get a QB. Yeah, alright. You guys already took Michael Vick, right?
I already took him. I took him first overall.
Okay, I think this is going to be a pick you guys didn't expect. I'm going to take prime Cam Newton.
No, that's
Okay.
Alright, so...
Wait, can I take back my linebacker for somebody better?
No. You already drafted him.
Were you going to change Luke Kuechly to Von Miller?
Yes.
You already drafted.
Already drafted him. Someone's already picked since then, so you can't even change him either.
Okay. I still think I have the best team, but yeah.
I think I might actually have a pretty good team. I like mine.
I like mine for the fact that you guys can't stop my wide receivers and that you guys cannot pass my cornerbacks.
Hey, Champ Bailey, though. Champ Bailey could possibly stop one of your...
Okay, so we're done drafting, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to go first. So, crap. Yo. Okay, so at QB, I have Cam Newton, athletic freak. Not quite as good as Michael Vick being 7-on-7, but I didn't get the first picks, so I'll take that. For my corners, I have Jalen Ramsey and Deion Sanders. Pretty decent. Deion Sanders is probably the best cornerback of all time. My wide receiver, Randy Moss. I wanted Calvin Johnson, but it's in his name. They literally made a new word, Moss, so they would Moss people. Hopefully that'll work. For tight end.
Moss was already over.
Not the vegetation. The thing you catch with people. That, yeah.
Whoa, you used a big word. You used the word vegetation, bro.
Shut up.
Whoa.
Okay. At linebacker, I have Lawrence Taylor, one of the fastest and most athletic linebackers of all time, in my opinion.
Hey,
And my running back.
This
This is where I think I actually have the best team. My running back is Barry Sanders. He literally made people look like they were running in slow motion in the NFL. So,
Boys, the Colts just drafted an offensive tackle.
all right, Maddox, you go next.
Max, I feel
All
like
right.
it's like in the middle of us drafting everything, you just randomly bring up something like that.
Yeah. Well, they just picked him, so I figured I should tell y'all.
Well, like, okay.
All right. So my quarterback, Michael Vick. Running back, CJ2K. Pretty good, I think. Wide receiver, Jerry Rice. Tight end, Tony Gonzalez. Linebacker, Ray Lewis. Defensive backs, I got Night Train Lane and Champ Bailey. I think mine's pretty good, but probably not the best.
No, that's not bad at all.
Okay, mine, I have Robert Griffin III, who is basically, okay, he played like Michael Vick. Like, he had the speed of probably like around Cam Newton, but he played like Michael Vick, and he still had a really good arm. Before he got injured, of course, because Washington kind of threw him down the drain, and they just kept on making him play even though he was injured. But we don't talk about that. My wide receiver is Calvin the Megatron Johnson, which I feel like no cornerback has really been able to guard him. Let's be real here. My running back is Christian McCaffrey. I picked this guy kind of as a dual threat. I know that he can run the ball, he can pass. Well, he can't pass the ball, but he can catch the ball, basically. He can be an extra wide receiver out there when it's needed. My tight end is George Kittle. I chose him because he can catch the ball. I would have preferred to have I would prefer to have Rob Gronkowski or Tony Gonzalez, but I feel like I'm kind of happy with this pick of George Kittle because he can block a little bit if we do have to run the ball of any sorts. My defense, I have, as my cornerbacks, I have Revis Island, or Darrelle Revis, and I have Richard Sherman, which from the Legion of Boom days. And my middle linebacker is Luke Kuechly. He's white. He's not he's white, but he's pretty athletic for what he was in the NFL. And for being a middle linebacker, I feel like he definitely gets the job done. So that's my team.
Yeah.
Maddox.
Now, if you can't vote, I feel like if we can't vote for ourselves, who do we think has the best team?
Maddox hasn't gone yet, has he?
Well, oh yeah.
No, I already should.
Okay, my bad. I'm being schizo, my bad.
Wait, Wyatt, check if it's still recording. 'Cause
It is. Oh yeah, because we got called. But yeah, I think we're just over an hour. So we can end it here, or we can talk about the current best three players. We can leave that for next episode, or whatever you guys want to do.
Well, are we gonna say who we think has the best team?
Yes. Not voting for ourselves. Who you think has the best team?
If we can't vote for ourselves, I feel like Wyatt has the best team.
Since he voted for me, I'm gonna go next.
Yeah. That'd be typical. Y'all always saying I on this team. Probably 'cause it's true.
Honestly, Maddox, you actually did decent this draft, though. I'm still gonna go with Nate, but this is probably your best draft yet, in my opinion. This was close. I actually had to think about this one.
I know ball in football more than I know ball in basketball. Hey, but if you don't know CJ2K is, you don't know ball. He had 2,000 rushing yards in a season.
Okay.
2009.
Maddox, who do you think?
What?
Maddox, who do you think?
Probably Nate. Stop holding up your fist.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end the episode there. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so, I'm just kidding. No way to listen to our podcast, I'm sure.
Why does Shedeur Sanders... Okay, real quick, I just want to say, why does Shedeur Sanders kind of look like Chris Paul?
It's Dad's Dion. Dion kind of looks like Chris Paul a little bit too.
Gosh, bro.
Oh no, how in the world has Shedeur Sanders still not been picked, bro?
He's gonna go and draft. Just watch.
It probably will.
That's all I have for today. Do you guys want to talk about anything else, or is that good?
No, not really. I think we're good.
I think that's all I really have for this.
Okay. We're gonna go. We will be posting probably next weekend. It might just be me and Maddox. Nate might be busy. But I might actually post a video during the week of something random if I'm bored. But subscribe. Okay. Say bye, guys.